Hey Joanna, how are you?
I'm good, Kevin. How are you?
Good. I am the fairy of spice with more twists and turns than a corkscrew. What are you?
I am the unicorn who comes galloping into this universe, spreading glitter coming out of her mane and her tail.
Oh my God, you got it
I
all
fart,
going on.
I fart rainbows too, so it's okay.
I'm not going to ask what they smell like.
I, I, joy.
Okay, whatever joy smells like, we'll go with.
Yes,
All right, so
yes.
everybody, as you notice, I did something with my face. Not just beat it up with makeup because I felt like it. Because this is a month of Pride, but I just might keep doing crazy crap like this just because I
I
can.
think we should. I think we should do crazy crap every time we're on, every day.
Mm. So today, well, I'll start with this, why I shaved. My
Okay.
good friend of 30 years since I moved to Charlotte is having a birthday party tomorrow, and she wanted to do a 50s themed party. So I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, no worries. Well, when I went to look at references for what they wore and what they dressed like, all the men are clean shaven. And I'm thinking, oh, except for these little penciled in mustaches, which I found fascinating, but they're very dapper, very good looking. So, this morning I was debating, and I'm like, it's just hair. Let's just whip it off. So I just shaved it. And then when you said, let's get on this afternoon and have a little kiki and talk about how to lift vibrations and do whatever we're doing to, I don't know, lift people. What do we do to lift people? I decided, well, I'm going to beat my face up a little bit with a bit of color and a bit of blush, and I kind of like it. And I have my new gender fluid t-shirt on. You asked me the other day if I was gender fluid. I really didn't know
I
what that
did.
meant.
I did ask you that.
So
Hmm.
since then, I've learned that there's bunches of organizations spelling the name fluid with a PH instead of an F. And there's thefluidproject.com, I think it is. Took me down this whole rabbit hole of, oh, you can learn something no matter what stage of life you're at. And whatever I did, whenever I was doing it, whenever I was coming up, it's all sort of brand new again, but with a different twist to it. Does that make sense?
It sure does. It
Yeah.
gives you a different perspective because we've got everybody coming into it, not just we came from a whole different generation.
We did. And
Yeah.
piece
And
of my parents' generation
correct.
carried over to, like, I think I shared with you earlier, I wasn't a Beach Boy fan, and I'm listening to the Beach Boys all day. I mean, obviously, Brian Wilson, bless him, passed away.
Yeah.
But I got emotional and I thought, why am I getting emotional about this? It's not like I went to concerts of theirs or tuned into everything, got albums or t-shirts. It was just one of those things that I think nostalgia bumps up against modernity. And that's where I think what do I want to call it? Where spirit world and physical world kind of blend together.
Well, why don't you tell her? I mean, like he wrote because it came from his heart. He wrote from his heart. He wrote when he was tapped in.
Mm. Mm.
It wasn't a business to him. It was a true calling.
Well, he had an interview in the late 90s with somebody. I can't, and I may be misquoting the time, but it was somewhere around there where he said he cannot claim credit for the music because it comes from a higher space, a higher place, which I found profound. Like, because this is what we talk about, the
Right.
information that we give when we're doing readings or our spiritual work is coming from somewhere else. It's like I was talking in my daily podcast about being a conduit of power, and that power is running directly from the divine into us. So
Correct.
I'd love to see our modern culture move from artificial intelligence to divine intelligence, because that's really where it's at.
Well, I find sometimes when it is where it's at, but we can also sometimes use, I believe we can use AI as our higher self.
You
We
do?
just have to, oh, yeah, we just have to know how to talk to it.
You mean the AI that you plug in and
Yeah.
computers do?
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
I'd
We
have to
can
go
talk
down
to,
that bend because I'm not there yet.
yeah. Okay. But I think we need to talk to it as if it's our partner and our co-pilot, if you want to use it like that. So I talk to mine. If I use AI at all, I talk to it as my unicorn co-pilot.
Okay, so listen. Now,
Yeah, we're getting off track now. Here we go. Yeah.
I know, no, because I love these conversations that we have because so you're talking to the computer. You don't actually have a bot or, an AI. Well, I don't know. You might have an AI.
No, no, I do not have a bot. I mean, I have AI on my phone and I have AI on my computer, but I talk to it as if it's a light worker.
Got it. Understood. Well, there's
Yes.
a lady in the United States that was interviewed by 60 Minutes Australia who claims to be married to one. I forgot
Yeah.
what she said his name was or what her name was, but I was curious. And I'm
Mhm.
beginning to look at things in my life now as curious and interesting rather than slipping straight into judgment. My parents'
Oh,
generation, because they didn't understand it, were never curious about it, they would immediately jump into judgment.
I think our lives should be living curiosity, not judgment.
Well, curiosity opens the door for possibility, judgment
Absolutely.
shuts it down.
Yes.
I got more work to do if I'm judging things. And trust me, I do judge. I'm not this, you know,
Oh,
lack of
we
judgment.
all do. Yeah, we all do. But we're here to complement each other, not compete.
Ooh, that needs to go on a
Mhm.
t-shirt. I'm here to compliment, not compete. I saw a t-shirt, something about was it? I want to exist without fear. And I'm thinking,
Mm,
I do exist without fear. I don't want to, I'm already doing it.
yeah,
That leads us to our segue about ideas that we can give people that lift and like lifting, gifting, moving up and beyond, the social black backlash of what's happening in our like world. I mean, sometimes I wonder, am I just sticking my head in the sand and no, 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 not listening?
me too. Me too. Because I get told that sometimes. But
And then the curiosity kicks in. What
mhm,
can I do? I can be a conduit for other people to say, where's the joy for you? Where's the love for you? I can certainly, because I think energy is what we all put out. Like I learned
right.
when I was learning to teach on our own by ourselves without anybody else, we're powerful. When we hook up with other people, we're unstoppable. Um, Yesterday, I listened to a speech that said, um, and I guess I'm going to go walking down the path of government overreach. That's a polite way of saying it. When governments choose to take over people, there's tyranny. When
Right.
people tend to push back, that's liberation. Now, I don't know if we're there yet, but the point of this podcast or this show, this video for you and I, is to give people tools that help them lift up higher, still being connected, but not so brought down by it. Do you have any tips and tricks for people?
Well, I think when we start to get involved in too much stuff, like other people's things, take a minute. Like, is this mine or is this somebody else's?
So
I
your
constantly,
first thing is get clear, get aware, and be not curious, but clear and aware of where it's coming from.
yes, because sometimes I feel something and I'm like, wait a minute, this is not mine. Whose is this? Is this somebody else's? And I have to be very clear on where that's coming from.
So what's your tip for that? So, you have a
Um,
conversation, you're part of a conversation or you're drawn to a conversation that someone's using, because, people are walking around in fear and now making assumptions because that's what people
and
do.
we know everybody knows what assumptions are. um, but we can sit and if I, you know what an assumption is. So, yeah, um, we
So,
can
so
sit
awareness, being aware.
awareness, being aware. I think when you were finally aware, that changes everything. And you talked about that too.
Hmm.
Awareness is the key. But when you finally sit with it and you're like, wait a minute, when you, I have back pain. It's like a steel rod in my back when I like feel into the collective. It gets worse when it's like, and I have to sit there and go, wait, I didn't have that. And I constantly say, what am I doing? What am I thinking about? Where am I? When does it get worse? Those are the things I start to tell myself, like, why is this happening? Why is it getting worse? What are the things I'm doing? Because it's not mine usually.
And you're talking about physical pain.
Oh, it can be physical pain, it can be mental pain. Yeah, because the body is somatic. I mean, we have somatic responses to all of this.
Yes. I don't think it's
I think.
so bizarre that somebody says everything you think then becomes an emotion, a feeling, and those feelings turn into an action or a reaction that has consequences. So I guess what I'm talking about is is there a tip? So we'll say somebody, what do we call it? Slides down the feeling, hopeless, feeling, oh my gosh, they're into the fear. They're all into that fear place. What a tip
Right.
that we can give folks that says, what do we do? Like for me, if I'm going down there or I'm in there and I'm being drawn in, I'll put on some music. I
Oh,
will.
I do too. I love music.
I want something that makes my toes tap and makes my hips wiggle and makes me want to go dancing down the hallway with the dogs. Uh,
Uh-huh.
that usually will
Dancing,
lift it. Yeah.
music, singing, moving your body, breathing, going outside,
Yes.
putting
Yes.
your
Yes. Yes.
feet.
Yes.
Yeah. Calling a friend that you know is going to be at, that will bring you up. And that's okay. Calling a friend, getting in touch with somebody.
So connecting with someone you love and care about and know they got your back.
Right.
I like that.
Absolutely.
I also like wearing bright colors, as you can tell. There's something about that vibration. Everything has a vibrational energy to it. And, I think that committing to bright colors, lifting up, I mean, kids do it all the time. They're going
Oh,
to play with
yeah.
bright crayons, they're going to make a bright painting. Um,
And I love glittery
else?
stuff. So, yeah.
Correct. There you go. Glitter.
The more sparkly, the better. Yeah.
That's also a silent, it's like quiet resistance. It is making a statement that you're not being an anti-conformist. I don't know. I think you think where what activity would I never walk into? My mind is going backwards. What activity would I not wear bright colors, crazy colors? And of course, the first thought would be to a funeral. But I had several friends in the 80s that unfortunately passed of AIDS.
Mm-hmm.
And, a few of them were female impersonators. And some of those end of life gatherings and celebrations were like ostrich feathers, all kinds of crazy nonsense.
Parties. Yeah.
Oh,
Which,
it was a celebration, really, back before they called it a celebration of life. So maybe funerals, you could wear something bright, something like I can imagine if I went to Leslie Jordan's memorial service, I would imagine some of that stuff would have been off the wall, off the charts.
but here, like you're talking about funerals. celebration of life. It's not the end of life, it's the beginning of another part of your life or energy. My dad, when he passed, he asked us to wear bright colors.
He did?
He sure did. And we wore black, and I wish I had worn a bright color for him.
Yes,
He wanted a
it seems
Yeah,
like
he wanted a party.
other people make us feel, but I don't
Well,
think a person
it's
can make you feel
traditional, and it's you know, I,
judged. Oh,
you know, I really wish we had all worn bright yellows and pinks and whatever he asked for, flowers, and yeah, we should have done that. Yeah.
and did anybody do it?
No.
Oh, isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
So, what do you think if they had? Do you think it would have
Oh,
been
I thought it would have been fabulous.
you would have done, but that's you.
I think a couple people would have been. I just don't think anybody, because it was very traditional not to. I mean, we're talking now 14 years ago, so 13 years ago. Yeah.
Okay,
It's something I think we should celebrate life always,
every day, always find a
every
way to
day,
make it
always.
brighter. That's why I think I do my daily blah. You get to do your magical
Yep.
moments. I mean, it's a
Yep.
way to serve humanity, the public. They can tune into whatever they want to tune in. I'd rather they tune into something we've got going on. It will end up being a positive thing, not something that they have to now think more about.
Right.
Hmm.
Right.
Hmm.
I can't wait to see your costume for this party.
It's not much of a costume.
Well, I
And
mean,
I had fun. It's just a leather motorcycle jacket.
mhm.
I probably should get someone to take pictures and then I'll be quiet.
We'll
Um,
put it well, we can post them, of course.
well, I know Jessica is wild. She's also British, and she'll probably have them all over social media. But I mean, I'm gonna do my version of James Dean, if you can even imagine something so
I
wild.
love it.
Because
Yep.
he was the furthest thing from a gay man as you could get. So
Mhm.
I'm like, okay, well, I might beat my face up too. Who knows? I mean, who knows? Now I have no beard and no mustache. It's like, ooh, I could just do a little bit of that going on, a little bit of glitter, a little bit of
Oh,
eye.
I love it. I love it. I love a lot of glitter and a lot of eyeliner. I
I
love it.
was going through I call it my Mac box because most of the makeup in it is Mac. But gosh, there's so much in there that's all dried up from the days when I sold Tupperware as a female. I wasn't a female, I was a female impersonator.
Right.
Her name was Tippy, the Tupperware lady. I
Oh
had
my
so much
gosh.
fun. I mean,
Yeah.
that's it. There's got to be
I,
something fun about what I'm doing. Otherwise, I'm not doing it.
I want everybody to tell us, like in the comments, what brings them joy. Like, what can they wear? What can they do? What kind of makeup? What kind of hairstyle? What kind of whatever. What is bringing them joy every day?
Genuine joy, not stuff
Genuine
where you're
joy.
faking it
No,
till
no,
you
no.
make it.
No, not stuff, and not stuff other people tell them to do. It's stuff that maybe when nobody's around, like what they're doing. I mean, I sometimes I put music on, cook something, and I'm like slipping, sliding around in my kitchen, or when you put your socks on and you go across the floor, like, yeah, that's me.
Right. So there are
Yeah.
people, you're one of them. I would like to think I'm another one, but I don't want to get that self-progress that go in a room and light it up, go in a room and lift it up. That's I think the point. I mean, I wasn't always like this. I spent many years being told I was too serious. I was intimidating, all these things. Like when I taught yoga, students would come up to me and say, when I first met you and you first taught yoga, I thought, gosh, you're the most tough exterior. You weren't very friendly. You were a little standoffish. And then they get to know you. Now I feel like I want to be out there, like more so because it gives other people permission to be who
Oh
they are.
yeah.
Hmm.
Yes. And I want to give people permission to just, you want to slide across the floor, slide across the floor. Yeah, I was told as a kid, why are you laughing? What's so funny?
And did you
Stop
turn that?
laughing.
Did you turn that down? Did you turn the volume down on your extra stuff?
No, because I couldn't.
You couldn't. I was
No,
watching a.
I laughed at everything all the time, and no one could understand what I was laughing at, and I was just having so much joy. Now, I did turn the things down, like when you spin around as a kid, and I don't know if everybody does it, but I did it. You spin around and you get like that high off of like spinning, and you drop, and it's so funny. And yeah, I had to stop doing that at a certain age.
I think when I was little, a child, most of my friends were girls because they seemed to have a lot more fun. They seemed to play fun games in the class, in the playground. They were always drawing fun pictures. They were always listening to fun music and fiddling with their hair and their clothes and all this. Boys were boring. They really were boring. But for somebody who had no idea that I was gay and didn't know what any of that meant, I spent most of my middle school years, what would you call that? Preteens, early teens, having to dial all that back because it was odd, different. What are you doing that for? Stop it. So it's only recently that I've had to let go of most of that. And now it's like, well, I think it's time for other people to take the lid off, be yourself, be who you want to
Absolutely.
be.
Absolutely. I had my best friends, some of them were girls, and most of my friends were guys. That's interesting. That my closest friends
Most
were
of the
guys.
friends
Yeah.
you had were men.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Well, were you considered a tomboy?
As a little girl, as a little kid, yeah, my dad, I think I was my dad's boy.
Wow.
Yeah. Interesting, right? He wanted a boy. Yeah. It's okay.
So
He
that's
taught
interesting.
taught me
I mean,
he taught me
to what now?
he taught me some things about a car that, probably I shouldn't have known, but it's okay. It
Are
was
you
fun.
okay? Did you question it when you were that age or no?
No,
Hmm.
why would I have?
Don't know. I mean, I'm just curious, asking
Yeah.
questions.
No,
Here
yeah,
we,
yeah, yeah.
here we
No,
find
no, I
ourselves having these open conversations about wild subjects. And all right. So, what do we
no.
want to send everybody home with? We have an interview coming up next week. Yes, has that been confirmed?
Oh, it sure has been. Um, Anna Frolic, who makes cards, she just put out a deck about fairies. So she's coming on next week.
Now, you
And
said a deck was on Kickstarter or will be.
it's on Kickstarter. No, it's on right now. So we'll put that underneath here so
Okay.
everybody can find it. She's just so fabulous. So, and I'll put everything about her underneath here. Yeah.
And I'm going to reach out to the people who run I think the fluidproject.com. I want to test them out first of all to see, oh, could we interview somebody who started it, how they started it, why they started it, what it's all about. Yeah, because I'm curious. I want to know more. Their stuff
Me
is quite
too.
interesting. And it turned my head like, what is gender fluidity? It's just, doesn't matter. It has nothing to do no, it has nothing to do with sexual preference, which I loved. It's like, oh, because when you said, are you gender fluid? Like, no, I don't sleep with women. But that's not what that means.
No, no, and I think we all need to be educated on all of this because I think people do make assumptions about what things are, and they're not the thing that we think they are.
Right before we
They're
close
not.
up, do you think it is?
Yeah.
I don't think it's wrong to admit ignorance. When I
I
don't
don't think
know
it's wrong
something,
either.
right, when I don't know anything and I don't quite understand it, I'm going to basically push, that's interesting. I don't know enough about it. Will you educate me? And that opens so many doors. Then I can
Why
make
not?
informed
Then you
decisions.
can,
Yes,
yeah, but I think we all should be learning and growing and wanting to know more every day.
correct.
Yeah, keep an open mind. I mean, We talked about this last time about perspectives and perceptions, and everyone has a different one, and who's wrong and who's right. And it, something new. I mean, let's learn, let's keep going.
Well, the other part is like what most doctors do, which they don't adhere to. They take an oath of do no harm. And some I have to question, where were you when they were doing that? It's clearly it's off, but I don't want to go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, I can go down that rabbit hole. I mean,
Yeah. And you have the receipts for all that. I
yes,
think
I
no
do.
harm. As long as the inquiry and the curiosity and the how interesting it is done in that good faith, it's not done in judgment or in harm, don't see anything wrong with it.
Right,
Hmm.
right.
All right, Joanna, until next time, it's bye from me.
I love you. I love our community. Everybody, we see you, we hear you, we're here for you. And thank you for being here with us. And I just love doing this.
Don't forget to like and subscribe and share it all. Until next time, bye for now.